Have you ever caught someone in a glance that reminded you of someone from long ago that you loved, that you have such fond memories of, and it just snaps you back into that moment? Even just for a moment, it feels so good to be back there. And when I saw this boxer, it happened to me, and I knew I had to go in and sit down with him and see what was going on.
Hi, boxer baby. Hi. Hi, boxer baby. Hi. Hi. Oh, hi. You're a sweet boy. Hey. Honey, can I sit down with you? Oh, hi. You're a love bug, huh? Do you want to go straight into the scoop? Come here. Oh, come here. Come here. Here. Let's do this. Let's do this. Hi, bud. Let's give you a little bit of comfort. I will watch him while he's in here so he doesn't get after his wounds. And then we'll put this back on. Oh, there you go. When the time's over, come here. Okay, now I need you to be good. Come here, buddy. Come here. What's his name? Sinatra. Sinatra, come here, buddy. Come here. Now, Sinatra is heavily drugged. But, Sinatra, come here, buddy. Oh, yeah, he's got a bunch of wounds that you can see. You want to sit? Can you sit? Sinatra. What are you doing back there, buddy? Are you being a goofy boxer? Are you being a goofy boxer? Hi. Hi, can I give you a treat? Oh, wow. This is unbelievable. So this is a really big deal for me, sitting with this dog. And when I first saw him, I knew there was nothing that was going to keep me from coming in here. But he's on medical right now. And so he's not at the front of the shelter. And no one told me he was back here. And when I saw him, I had to go get Cindy, the director, right away. And the good news is she had a veterinarian here. And so I talked to the veterinarian because, as you can see, he's got a lot of issues going on. So I'm going to get his story. But what I did find out about him, he went under to get neutered. And when he was in there, Cindy was telling me this, they found a tumor. And so they removed the tumor. It was on his skin. It was benign, they think. Well, then the doctor started feeling around, and as they were doing surgery, turns out another tumor. Tumors are common in boxers. It's not an uncommon thing for this breed specifically. But the problem is they were just going in to do a neutered surgery, and so hours and hours later, the veterinarian is still working to try to help this dog, and there's no budget for that, and there's no time for that because they have to spay and neuter other dogs. And so they stopped the procedures. The problem is we don't know what else is going on with him. So you don't want to surprise an adopter that thinks, oh, I'm paying $50 for an adoption fee, that all of a sudden now I have a $5,000, $10,000 bill on just trying to help this dog survive cancer. I will tell you though, it definitely hurts even coming into this kennel. As much as when I saw him, I knew I had to come in here to comfort him, I also wanted to run away as fast as I could because he looks so much like my dog Flip. We're going to have to come up with a plan for him, and I have an idea so that we can save him, because right now we don't know what his situation is, and it's not good. Having that many tumors is not good. There's certainly probably more things wrong with him. Hi. Oh, he's so cute. We're going to find out his story here in a minute. Alexis is talking with Cindy to get his story. And then I have an idea. And I want to tell you about the first time that I met Flip. Because I don't think I've ever told that story. And, oh, hi. And he reminds me so much of him. I mean, same size as Flip, almost same coloring. It's wild. The shelter says he's 8. I would suspect he's younger than that because of just the coloring and having had a boxer before. He still has pretty crisp blacks and whites on his face. If I had to guess, I'd say 6. I'm trying to get him to face the camera so I can talk and he can be in the camera.
His teeth, too. I was going to mention his teeth, too, are really good looking.
Yeah, look, he's got good looking teeth. Hi. let's go straight into positive affirmations because he's sick and he's a little drowsy from the meds right now. And I think he deserves it. I want to call him Flip. It's like, it's so hard. That's the neat thing about dogs, I would say, is like, you can see so much of your previous dog sometimes in other dogs. And I know he's not Flip, but it sure does feel good. Like, I don't feel like you can do that when you lose a person. You know, it's like, the thing with dogs is like, you can spend time with dogs and you can get little parts and pieces or moments of just comfort. And it is so comforting. Look, look at that medicated face right there. Sinatra, you're such a good boy. You are a good boy. And I am so sorry you had to go through that surgery with no one sitting there waiting for you on the other side. And I'm telling you, I am here for you, buddy. We are here for you. Hi. We are here for you and we love you. And you are a good boxer. And I'm going to tell you the story of a good boxer just like you, because I know you're a good boxer. Hi, come here. Oh, you want to come up here? You want to come in my lap? Come here. You can come up here. He's wanting to get into my lap, I can tell. Boxers do this thing where they like curl up and they it's called the boxer bean, whether they're wiggling and turning around or they like get in a small little donut bed. It's pretty cute and it's like breed specific, and he's thinking about doing it, which is really good. Flip, you fit, buddy? If I fits, I sits, right? Like, look, just so you know, like he doesn't have a full bed, but he chooses Zoe's bed instead. Hi, I know we just met, but I feel like we've known each other our entire lives. Hi, come here. No, I'm over here. Let's get you the smoke. Okay, come here. Come here. Hey. Does that feel good? Hi. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that face. Oh, I can't wait to tell you a story, but first I want to find out your story, buddy. Hey, Alexa, that's you, huh? Hey, what did Cindy say? What's his story?
Yeah, so he was actually dropped off because they claimed he was a stray. But I will say, some staff kind of speculate that he may have been dropped off by his owner because they discovered that one of the tumors were visible at the time of drop-off.
Oh, so they already knew. Oh, this is
Speculation, they can't say for sure, of course. It's possible.
sometimes what happens. Right. Sometimes what happens, and I have empathy for this, is someone discovers a tumor in their dog or a medical condition in their dog. And they either take their dog to the vet and they get the diagnosis and the bill, or they just look it up and they see how expensive it's going to be. And they don't have the means, or they don't want to spend the money. And so they take their dog to the shelter. You know, and on one hand, it makes me so angry that a dog would give you so much love and loyalty their entire life, and they would be there for you through anything. And then that's what you do to them. That's what you give to them, is when they run into their first bout of trouble, you go take them to the shelter. The other side of me understands. And I'm going to tell you about this and how I first came to know Flip, because if you don't have the money and you're deciding whether to feed your family or to feed your dog or to get their surgery for the dog, and you feel like you have no options left, and vet care is so expensive. It's so expensive. Like, who has thousands and thousands of dollars just lying around, and you feel like you have no options left, and hopefully if you take them to the shelter, someone there at the shelter will adopt them or save them, or some people think shelters have vet care, and so they can just pay for these medical expenses. You want to sit? He wants to sit, but these meds are making him probably feel funny. Here, can you sit? You want to sit? Oh, guys, there you go. Snakes. There you go, little baby. Little boxer baby. That's just a good boy. So, okay, what else? We don't know anything else. I know microchip.
I can read you his summary.
Yeah. Yeah, what's the summary say?
It says, "Hi there, my name is
Sinatra.
and I'm a 7-year-old boxer boy."
Okay, they think 7. Okay, we thought it was 8. I thought 6. They say 7. Okay.
Around 6 or 7.
Yeah, maybe younger. He could be 5. I mean.
So it says, "I'm a 7-year-old boxer boy who came to the shelter in June. My friends here are still getting to know me more.
Yeah.
So far, they think I'm a really sweet guy who loves to cuddle with
Yeah.
people I trust
Yeah.
and take naps in the shade.
Yeah, take naps in the shade.
I also like playing with toys and getting treats, but because I'm a little bit older, I'm a little slower to like to relax."
Yeah, fair enough.
That's their summary.
That's really cute and spot on for a boxer at 5 to 7 years old. Because what happens is boxers, the first 2 years of their life or 4 years of their life, they are just so energetic and they have bouts of energy. And as they get older, they're perfect because they're still playful, but they just are calm and relaxed. They're just such sweet dogs. Boxers have the longest puppyhood of any dog. They're still considered puppies all the way up to 2 years of age. It's just a part of their breed. So it's really interesting. And sometimes boxers end up at the shelter because they do have so much energy. And people are like, oh my gosh, they're never going to slow down. But they do. Like around year 4, they start to just become a lot more balanced. But let me tell you the story of my dog. So how I really got started on this journey of dog rescue is because of my dog Flip and the little over a decade we spent together fostering and rehabilitating dogs. And Flip was that dog that was just the perfect dog, like the dog that you would think of that just movies are made of, where he was kind and gentle and loving and playful and funny and cute and protective and strong and courageous and loyal. Just my best friend. We did everything together. He would go to work with me. We'd do everything together. Whatever it was, Flip was there with me. People didn't know me as Rocky Kanaka, the guy who sits with dogs like you do. People knew me as Rocky and Flip. I was out at this dog rescue in Tehachapi, California. It was called Marley's Mutts. And I was out there because I had the dog bakeries in Los Angeles, and I was just starting to get more involved in dog rescue. I was doing dog adoptions at the stores, and it was so exciting because we would get a dog adopted, but there would be so many more dogs. And so I was spending a lot of time at the LA County shelters, where we're so bad and have even become progressively more challenged. So I found out about Marley's Mutts, who was pulling dogs from the shelters, and Zach had really kind of just started, the founder, Zach Scow. And so he invited me up to his ranch. So we went up there, and at the time, my girlfriend, boy, she was cute. It's my wife, Kelly, now, so I won't get in trouble. But my girlfriend, Kelly, had come with me. And so we went up to Marley's Mutts, and Zach's like, hey, can I show you around? I'll show you a tour of the place. And I was so excited. I was absolutely ready for this tour. And hold on, let me also just tell you, Sinatra, that I'm telling you this story because while it may seem really hard right now, and you've been through these surgeries and it seems hopeless because your family let you go because of your condition, just know that there's hope on the other side. And I'm going to tell you a story of hope and love and courage and fighting for the ones we love at all cost. We're getting a tour of Marley's Mutts. And there's this dog that looks like this, but imagine much smaller, only like 4 months old, and much sicklier. And he would follow us around, and when it was like, he caught my attention because it was the saddest and the cutest thing all at the same time, where he was like 4 months old, but it looked like he was just learning how to walk. He would take a few steps and then he would tumble, and he would just get back up, and he was so happy, and he would start to run and he would tumble. Like no one ever taught him how to walk. It was the strangest thing. And I think Zach saw me looking at this dog, like trying to figure out what in the world was going on, that he was walking like he was only a 4-week-old puppy, but he was a 4-month-old puppy. And he said, oh, his name is Flip. We call him Flip because he was locked in a crate. The breeder couldn't sell him because they bobbed his tail wrong, which bobbing the tails of dogs, that's a whole nother thing. Come here, Bubba. Hi. You want a treat? I think he jumped up when he heard that his tail was bobbed. His tail's bobbed too, so he's probably got some bad memories of that. Leave the tails on the dogs, guys. So the breeder couldn't sell this dog, and so they just left him in this crate. So essentially he grew up locked in this crate for 4 months, never getting out. And so his paws, this part right here, atrophied. So it wouldn't, here, let me see if it'll let me show you. This part right here that bends, it wouldn't bend. It was just stuck straight. So they named him Flip because he had to flip his paws up every time he walked, which was so sad, but so cute. Anyway, I just loved him. It was love at first sight, but I just kept walking around doing the tour. He kept following me, kept running into me, kept wiping out. We'd help him up, or he'd bounce up like the happy little boxer he was. I think that's what made it so endearing too, is like dogs, they live in the moment. So he wasn't thinking about being locked in a crate for 4 months of his life, or that his paws didn't work. He was just so happy and so excited to have visitors at the ranch, the Marley's Mutts Ranch. At the time, it was just Zach's house. And we were getting ready to leave, and Kelly loved him too, for sure. But we were getting ready to leave. I popped open the back of my car, and he jumped up there, which was pretty unbelievable. Now, I will tell you something really funny. At the time, we were like, oh no. He jumped up there, he missed, and he face planted right into the bumper. Shook it off, and he jumped up there again. So yeah, he did. It was funny. You boxers, you goofy guys. And I kind of helped him the second time, and he just sat there, and I have a picture of it. Like, Zach snapped a picture, and he just sat there. And it was just at that moment, like, I just knew. I looked at Kelly, and I said, you know, Zach, we'll take him. And I remember looking at her, and she was just like, what? I always kid with her like that she didn't want Flip. It's not that. She was just like, what? Because I lived on a boat. I had no money. I had no, like, I wasn't in a position where I should be taking a dog. And Zach loved it. He said, okay. He said, okay. He's like, but he's got to finish getting his checkup at the vet. And that was like a day later. So he's like, I'll bring him out to you in a couple days. So the day I got Flip, I was just so happy. And I immediately realized after Zach had dropped him off that he wasn't the same dog. Something was wrong. And it got progressively worse through that day. Like, he was coughing, he could barely hold his head up, and he looked different. He looked like, I always explain it where it's like, he looked like that kid who was wearing their dad's suit. Like, his boxer skin was just droopy, and his head was hanging low. Hi, you're a good boy. You're a good boy, Sinatra. Can you believe this story? It gets better, though. It gets better. And we knew something was wrong. It was like midnight at this point, and the only option we had was to take him to the emergency vet. So we took him there, and it was bad. Like, I got a picture of just how bad it was, because I knew this was going to be really bad. So when we left that night, I didn't know if he was going to make it. You know, the vet did a test, and right away they told us what was wrong, and they told us it was distemper. Distemper is one of the hardest diseases on dogs. Most dogs don't make it through distemper, especially puppies. The survival rate for distemper with puppies is extremely low. And so we left without a whole lot of hope. But the doctor said, come back, check in the morning. We'll have a better update. So we come back in the morning, and the doctor said, go home. He's still not doing well. But we need you to pay the first day bill. $1,300. I had no money. I put it on my credit card. We come back the next day. The doctor said he's not doing good. Or we still have him on fluids. We're doing everything we can. Not looking good. Another $1,000. The next day, another $1,000. But I just kept saying, like, we've gone this far. We have to keep going. And I remember the vet on the third or fourth day I came back. She brings me back to her office, and she says, it's really awesome what you're doing, but I need us to make a decision here. And I think what's in the best interest of the dog at this point is to call it, because I don't think he's going to make it through this, and every day we're just prolonging this. And I was so angry, and I also understood, and I almost said okay, but I said under one condition, that we give it one more day, one more night. I'll come back tomorrow morning. If he's still in the same condition, we'll call it. I really built up the courage to go in there the next day and do the right thing, do the humane thing for Flip. But I couldn't process, like, why it had come to this, that we had, like, I thought it was meant to be, but I was prepared. I came in the next morning and I was ready to walk in there strong and brave. I had teary eyes, and I come to the front desk and the front attendant says, "Oh, the vet wants to see you." And I was like so weirded out that she was so happy about that. So I go past the next person and they're like, "Oh, wait, just wait till you see Flip." And I was like, "Okay, wait, if what?" Okay, but I wouldn't get my hopes up. The vet says, "Hey, Rocket, come back here." And they take us through the surgery area and they take us through the checkup rooms, and we go into the back, into the kennel, and there's Flip, and his little head is like this. It's held up, and he just puts his head up, and she goes, "Here, give him this." And she gives me a can of wet food with a spoon, and I give him some of that food, and he puts his head up and he eats. And if a dog has the strength to eat, they have the strength to carry on. And she said his levels are so much better today, I think he might make it. And he did, to the tune of thousands and thousands of dollars later. I put it on my credit card. It was the most money I'd ever spent, and I had no money, and I didn't care. And I took him out of there a day or two later, and I was just so happy. And it turned out to be the best money I've ever spent in my whole entire life. I'm not telling you to all go spend a lot of money on a dog, but it's why I have empathy in these situations, because I know not everyone can do it. And I'll share more stories of Flip with you as time goes on and why he was so impactful of my life. But it's like the money that I spent saving him, he literally saved my life. I'll tell you that story one time. And he saved the lives of so many other dogs, and it's why our bond was so strong, and it's how he helped navigate and foster so many dogs through situations like this, where they were shut down. He knew how to teach them how to be dogs, or if they were yappy puppies like that, he would gently correct them. It's like what boxers are meant to be and meant to do. Come here, buddy. Hi. And so I know that you are going through a hard time right now, but I'm telling you, there's hope on the other side. And I have an ask specifically for you guys. So we don't know what's wrong with him. He might have more tumors. We do know that he has a chance now because of you, because of us. But it's going to cost money, and the shelter doesn't have money to do full workups on dogs. And I would love to do a fundraiser for San Gabriel Valley Humane Society for him, so that he can go get a full workup. Dr. Shu said she would do it, and I told her I'd pay for it. But it might cost a lot of money, and I want to allow you guys to be able to do this. And if we raise more, like I want to set a goal to raise $10,000, and it might only cost a few $1,000s to get a full workup for him only, I say. But I want them to have the budget at San Gabriel Valley Humane Society to be able to help some dogs. So let's set a goal of $10,000. And because he might have more tumors that need to get taken care of, and he might need the treatment, and it could easily come to that. There's a chance that we might find out that something's terminal with that many tumors. And if that happens, I will take him, and we will get him to a senior rescue to go into a sanctuary, or I will take him to Flip's farm, which is really important to mention because Flip's farm, when Flip passed, I knew that we had to do something to remember him. That is something that I hope I fight every day for, to help other dogs, that maybe he'll be proud of me. Just even a portion of that. And we're rehabilitating other dogs at Flip's farm. We're growing coffee so that when you buy the coffee, it helps pay for that. So this can be an ongoing thing. So even one day when I'm not around, Flip's legacy and us being able to save dogs can carry on, because you buy the coffee, the farm keeps going, we keep getting to keep saving dogs. It's a different model, and I don't think there's anything wrong with nonprofits, but I'm trying something different. If you can donate, even if it's $1 or $2, the care will go to him. I will keep all of you updated. And if you want some really good coffee to help support Flip's legacy, now that you know his story, I will put the coffee right here in the video, or you can just go to flipcoffee.com. I just want to thank you for being on this journey with me and allowing for me to be so vulnerable and share these stories. I'm telling you, like, if you know me, if you meet me, I'm the happiest go-lucky guy. I'm always on the move. I'm positive. I'm probably too loud at times. I'm type A personality, like just always moving, shaking. And so getting the time to spend with you guys to just balance and center with you and these dogs and learn through the dogs has just been so life-changing. You guys have changed my life, and I just can't thank you enough. Do you want the whole thing, buddy? Okay, subscribe for pup dates. Become a member if you want to be the first to know. And I'm going to be dancing soon if we hit this fundraising goal. And when you drink Flip's coffee, send me a picture, tag me, let me know how it is. Sinatra, I love you, buddy. You're going to be okay. We got you. Flip's got you. I'm going to freaking take him home, and Kelly would not even, she would be like, fine. By the way, the reason I'm not taking him right now is because, one, the vet here has got to see him. They know his story. And two, Flip's farm is full up. Eventually, we're going to build more Quonset huts so that we can save more dogs and I can bring them home. But we still got you, buddy.